We're now going to talk more about this with a Berkshire Hathaway investor, Paul Lountzis. He's a veteran value investor, founder of Lountzis Asset Management. Berkshire Hathaway, by the way, one of his major holdings. He's joining us now on the phone from Pennsylvania. And we're also joined by Charles Ortel of Newport Value Partners. He's been negative on the Berkshire stock. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Obviously, we're all trying to digest this as the news does come in. Paul, I want to start with you. Sokol had been tapped as potentially one of Warren Buffett's successors. So what does this departure mean for Berkshire Hathaway?
Well, clearly, I think it's caught people by surprise, including Mr. Buffett himself, though Mr. Sokol from the press release has indicated on a couple of other occasions that he was interested in resigning and pursuing his philanthropic interests and so forth. I think there are many talented and capable people at Berkshire that could fill the role, although clearly David has played an important role for a long period of time since Berkshire, I think, made the investment in Mid-American in 1999. So it's been a long-standing relationship, and he clearly has been involved in a lot of the fix-its, if you will, the most recent being NetJets, one of the few deals that Mr. Buffett has done that had challenges. The great preponderance of them have worked out beautifully, but NetJets had some challenges, and it appeared as if Mr. Sokol, has corrected those. So it's a bit surprising, but I think Berkshire has a deep and strong bench throughout the organization.
Charles, what's your reaction to this? Do you think that Sokol's departure, does it make you more negative on the stock? Does it change your outlook at all?
It certainly doesn't change my outlook. I mean, my view on the stock is that, I think it was an outstanding investment for people between 1965 and 1998 or 1999. But honestly, when you take a hard look at this stock and its performance from pick 1998 or 1999 forward, in nominal terms and more importantly adjusted for gold or adjusted against other precious metals, it just hasn't performed well. And I think it's a clear negative that we don't have at this late date a better sense of who exactly might succeed the legendary Mr. Buffett going forward. You can point to the fact that he's well up off his low point, his recent low point. But on the other hand, some of the statements that he's been making of late are very confusing. I mean, I agree with his recent comments that it's unwise to buy dollar-denominated long-dated bonds. That said, what does that do to the difficulty of running an insurance company? I think that some of his investments have turned out well. The Goldman Sachs investment worked out well. You know that I remain an adamant bear on GE, and I think that he made a big misstep there. Mm-hmm. So, right now, it's today with the events in the Middle East over the last week and in Japan and elsewhere, the world has become an ever more dangerous place on a moment-by-moment basis. Does it really make sense to invest in what is essentially an opaque company when interest rates are on their way up that is difficult to understand, where there is no clear successor? Charles,
I've got to stop you for just 1 second and go back to Paul, who obviously is a shareholder. Paul, I'm curious how long you've held Berkshire and whether you think right now is actually a good entry point.
The way we look at Berkshire, clearly I don't disagree with the returns perhaps of the past, and Mr. Buffett himself has stated that the outstanding returns in the low 20s per annum are not going to be repeated going forward. However, as he mentioned and clearly stated in his annual report this year, mm-hmm. the value in Berkshire today and going forward are really the entire businesses he owns, not the $60 billion plus equity portfolio.
Paul, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks.